Shortly after 8 in the morning, the square in front of the European Central Bank comes to life as people crawl out of their tents. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafts over the Occupy Frankfurt protest camp. Andrea Shagalkovich, a 23-year-old business math student from Ingolstadt in southern Germany, joined the camp last evening. She's not impressed by the crisis summits, even though that's where the breakthrough came to get banks to agree in principle to write off billions of euros of Greek debt.
It may be good for the Greeks to have their debt burden reduced, but there are still billions remaining for them to deal with, and they'll suffer for years under austerity measures, which won't make their lives any easier. 50% of the debt is still there, and that's a lot.
And that's why the protesters expect a clear no from the Greeks if Prime Minister George Papandreou's call for a referendum on the deal goes ahead. At Thomas Brause's snack bar, construction workers stand in line next to bankers. 3 years ago, Brause was juggling millions as an investment banker. When the financial crisis came, he opened a kiosk. Almost every day, he hears people speak ill of his former colleagues.
It's really unfair. They're just doing their job. Most are employees on a salary, paid for what they do, just the way people in the car industry are paid to develop an 800-horsepower engine. The question is whether that makes sense.
But the construction workers, truck drivers, and bankers at the snack bar seem to agree on one point, that politicians are performing worse than everyone else.
People like us barely understand what it's about. Rescue package, leverage, no idea. Somewhere it'll be the right thing, but in the end it looks like this. We work and pay, and the others restructure.
At the Occupy Frankfurt protest camp, young people devour any news that comes in. Claudia Kate has been here from the start. She says she would understand if the Greeks ultimately fail to approve a rescue package for their country.
They're trying so hard to rescue the situation and cobble together agreements at these crisis summits. But to me, it all looks desperate and very shaky.
Andrea Shagalkovich has read about plans to get money for the rescue package from China, which would increase Chinese influence in Europe.
I'm not particularly enthusiastic about the idea, especially because we'd have to accept the dictatorship that exists in China, which in my eyes is indefensible.
The tents outside the European Central Bank look set to remain there for a while, and the next summit isn't likely to change that.